Hey friends, Sam Haymart for Test Driven TV. Today we're test driving the 2015 Honda Fit. This is one of the best-selling cars in its class, that being the subcompact 5-door hatch. It sells against cars like the Toyota Yaris, the Nissan Versa, and the Ford Fiesta, just to name a few. And today, well, I'd really like to find out what makes it so popular. The Honda Fit is all new for 2015, improving on a design which was already quite popular as the brand's entry-level model in North America. Its new design is evolutionary, retaining much of its familiar styling and packaging. Our EXL with navigation tester is fully loaded with every available option, which here means you see 16-inch alloy wheels, fog lights, and body color heated mirrors. Standard on all trim grades are multi-reflector halogen headlights with auto on-off functionality, LED tail lamps, and a body-colored roof spoiler at the rear. Aerodynamics are improved for 2015 with a variety of details you can see, like a cab-forward design which cheats the wind, but also some you can't, like full underbody panels which reduce drag there too. Inside, our EXL with navigation was feature-packed with heated leather seats, leather-trimmed shift knob, and a steering wheel with audio controls which are nicely backlit at night. There's also a power sunroof too. The dash features a clear and concise instrument cluster, push-button start, and Honda's top-end touchscreen infotainment and navigation system. The screen also displays images from a multi-angle backup camera and the lane watch camera. Lane Watch really impressed me, lighting up the screen with a wide-angle view of the lane to your right when you use a turn signal. This comes standard on EX trim levels and above, and it's almost worth buying the car for all on its own. I really like this interior quite a bit. It's got a very pleasing design, it's upscale, it's sophisticated, a definite click or two above in this price range. The other nice thing is it's got a lot of feature content in here too, and I'm not talking about all the options that are here. I'm talking about basic stuff like a tilt and telescoping steering wheel, an armrest with storage underneath. Now I know that's basic stuff, but there are some competitors in this class that don't offer these things at any price, so that's why I point them out. Now there is something I do need to pick on just a little bit, and that's the infotainment system. The big problem with this system is there are no hard controls here whatsoever. Everything is touch sensitive. Either you slide or you have to tap on bars, pluses and minuses, and I'm talking about changing your volume or tuning stations. And to add insult to injury, this won't actually let you manually tune your radio stations while you're driving down the road. It'll actually tell you to stop and do it after that. That just isn't cool. Now, to add insult to injury, once you get past that, the menus here, not very intuitive, and it just requires a lot of paging and pressing arrow buttons to get around just to do basic stuff. So while the functionality is very good, the navigation system works great, and of course the sound system very good, it's just not very easy to use. Sound from the 180-watt 6-speaker audio system is phenomenal despite the usability issues I complain about. It offers AM, FM, CD, satellite radio, HD radio, MP3, and all manner of Bluetooth connectivity options. There's also 2 USB ports and an HDMI connection for video playback. Comfort back here is actually pretty impressive. It's got a nice high seating position, a little bit higher than some of the other cars in its class, and so that gives you just sort of this almost SUV-like feel back here. And legroom is also pretty good too. Now these seats are not all the way forward, nor are they all the way back, and I've still got about 4-5 inches there in front of my knees, and that's pretty slick. Headroom's adequate, though if I were an inch or two taller, I'd probably be rubbing the roof. Now there's something I want to show you here because these back seats, they're magic. What Honda calls Magic Seat is a two-way foldable rear seat, which is standard on all models. The lower cushions can fold upward, giving you a tall storage space perfect for things like that new big screen TV. Additionally, the 60-40 split rear seats, when folded conventionally, fold entirely flat. This gives you one of the most usable and SUV-like cargo volumes in its class at 52.7 cubic feet. Nice! Moving on to the powertrain, under the hood is a new 1.5-liter 4-cylinder Earth Dreams engine. With Honda's famed iVTEC plus VTC valve and timing control, as well as direct fuel injection, it offers up 130 horsepower. It's available in the fit with both a 6-speed manual transmission in addition to a constantly variable transmission, or CVT. The top-of-the-line EXL with navigation we tested comes standard with the CVT.
Now, I call the power from this engine adequate. It's not a sports car, wasn't meant to be. It's an economy car. The thing that I'm not terribly excited about, I have to say though, is the CVT. Never really been a fan of them, so it is kind of a personal preference thing. It does work well, and the good news is at least it has paddle shifters here and a sport mode in this transmission, so you can get that traditional feel and a little bit of control if you just have to have it.
The CVT does offer the best MPG in the fit. As such, the EPA rates it at 32 mpg city, 38 mpg highway, and 35 mpg combined. In our week with the fit, we achieved an average of 37 mpg with a 50-50 mix of city and highway with the AC on. When it comes to chassis, the 2015 Honda Fit retains its humble McPherson strut suspension and torsion beam rear axle. Power steering is electric and the brakes are front disc and rear drum with ABS. Stability control and traction control are also standard equipment.
Driving around town as well as out on the highway, I find that this thing has a pretty good overall feel to it. It feels like quality, and the suspension tuning is sort of a middle ground between stiff like a sports car and soft like a luxury car. You have just enough feel when you're going over bumps and tar strips and around curves to have a little bit of feeling like you've got control, but not so much that it's jarring or noisy for that matter.
When it comes to safety, the Honda Fit tops its class with an IIHS Top Safety Pick honor. It achieved good ratings on their full battery of testing except the new small offset crash where it achieved an acceptable rating.
Well folks, finishing it up with the Honda Fit, I can see now why it is this car does sell so well. It's got a lot going for it. When we look at the price, this one's a little bit over $20,000, a fully loaded, the most expensive you can get, the EXL with navigation. But when you think about it, a lot of competitors in this class, they don't offer a trim level this high, so it's nice to be able to get something small with good fuel economy and have all the bells and whistles, but you can get down into the mid-teens if you don't need all of that stuff. Fuel economy though, 37 mpg. That is what I achieved this week on an average tank of fuel. A little bit more than what the window sticker promises, and that is always a good thing, so I'm pretty happy with that. As we look at the stars here, it performed pretty well across the board. There were a few areas that I wasn't completely impressed with, that being the infotainment system. It has a lot of great features, but the learning curve on it is pretty steep, and the menus aren't quite as intuitive once you do learn them as many of its competitors, so I think they can improve that there. But on the other hand, it's got a lot of great features like that lane watch system. That's pretty cool. The Magic Seat, also a major standout. So this week, we got 4.5 stars for the Honda Fit. I'm Sam Haymart for Test Driven TV. I hope you enjoyed the ride. The name Honda Fit, does it mean fit or does it mean throwing a fit? I don't think it's either. It probably has more to do with fitting into your life. That would make most sense. Oh, I got a dirty